Hello everyone, this is Glenda and welcome back to Creative Grandma. Today's crochet tutorial is going to be for the easy baby hat. With the winter season approaching the United States, it's a good time to get some extra little hats made up for those adorable little ones running around to keep them nice and toasty warm. This hat was made using the silk cotton by Ice Yarn. I just showed this yarn in a yarn review the other day and I showed the hats that I made, and now I'm going to do the tutorial for them. Now this is a free pattern, and the free pattern will include the preemie size, the newborn size, the 0 to 6 month size, and then 6 months to 1 year size. So you get all 4 different sizes in that pattern. So you can just click that link in the description box. It'll take you right to our website. I'll have the link to this particular silk cotton in the description box as well if you'd like to order that to make your hats. They have 24 different colors available. Here's some of the colors, and here are some of the other colors. Now this yarn is $1.99 a skein. So for silk cotton, that's a pretty reasonable price. It's 32% silk, 68% cotton. It's a 50-gram ball, 1.76 ounces. It's 120 meters, 131 yards, and it's a number 2 fine sport baby weight yarn. Now I thought this was more of like a 3 weight. It just felt a little bit thicker than a 2. Now these are sold in 4-packs. Again, they're $1.99 a skein, and you buy a 4-pack for $7.99. So I just had a lot of fun trying this yarn. Again, when I seen the name silk cotton, I just thought it had to be soft, and I was not disappointed. Very nice yarn. Now before I do the tutorial, I came across some information about a safety concern for baby hats that I really wanted to bring to my subscribers. It's called the Little Hats Big Hearts program, and it was by the American Heart Association, where they discontinued their program. And it said it says right up here, there is a substantial increase in the concern that babies who wear hats indoors have an elevated risk for sudden infant death syndrome due to the possibility of overheating. So that really kind of tugged at my heart to make sure I got this warning out there for people, because those little ones depend on the adults to keep them safe. So if there's any possibility that we could hurt our babies by wearing those hats indoors, I thought I really need to bring this safety concern to everybody's attention. So just be careful that when you have these hats and when you're bringing those babies in from the cold and they're indoors all bundled up, make sure you're taking those hats off so those babies don't overheat. So that was my concern. I needed to get that safety concern out there. So now we're going to get started on our baby hat. You're going to need 1 skein of the silk cotton or something similar. And you're going to need a size G6 or 4mm hook to do this pattern. So for today's pattern, I'm going to start with the newborn size. Now these patterns are all different because I used the Crochet Standards of America guidelines to make these hats. So in order to get the specific width of the hat, I had to change some of the stitch patterns. So each hat may be a little bit different on how you start the hat or how you proceed. So you really need to look at those instructions. So for today, again, I'm going to be making the newborn hat. This is just a quick and easy double crochet with a little simple scallop border. Really fun and really fast to make. So grab your yarn, grab your hook, and let's get started. I have my yarn attached to my hook, so you can attach your yarn in whichever way you prefer. I just tie a double knot, and we're going to begin with the chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for round 1, we're going to be working 15 triple or treble, however you pronounce it, into the 5th chain from hook. I'll show you how to do the first stitch. You're going to yarn over twice, You're going to insert into that 5th chain from hook, yarn over, pull through, you have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. You just made a triple crochet. We need to make 14 more. So you're just going to insert into that same chain and work 14 more triple crochet. There's 1, 2, and as you're making these triple crochet, this chain is going to keep opening up. You'll get them all in there. They will fit. It will stretch. So that's 3. That's 4. Continue and make 10 more triple into that same chain, and I'll meet you at the end of round 1. You should have a total of 15 triple and then your starting chain. I'll meet you at the end of round 1. I'm over at the end of round 1, and you should have your beginning chain 4 because you worked your first stitch in that 5th chain. Your beginning chain 4 counts as the first stitch. Then you worked 15 triple crochet or treble crochet into that same chain. So you'll have a total of 16 stitches around at the end of round 1. We're going to join with a slip stitch into the top of that beginning chain 4. Count up 1, 2, 3, 4, insert into the top of that chain, and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. So now for round 2, we're going to work 2 double crochet in each stitch around. We're going to begin with a chain 2. 1 and 2. Now when we're working this chain 2 in this round and throughout the round, it will not count as a stitch. So let's begin. We're going to work a double crochet into that joining stitch, right into the top of that chain where you joined. That's 1. You're going to work a second double crochet into that same joining stitch. So in the joining stitch, you'll have your beginning chain 2 and 2 double crochet. We're going to work 2 double crochet into the next stitch. There's 1. You're going to insert right into that same stitch and work your second double crochet. And we're going to continue working 2 double crochet in each stitch around. Insert into the next stitch and work 2 double crochet. If I'm going too fast, you can pause the video until you get caught up. If you're more experienced, you can go ahead and skip ahead in the video. So you're going to work 2 double crochet in each stitch around. So continue and work 2 double crochet in each stitch around, and I'll meet you at the end of round 2. I'm over at the end of round 2, and you should have a total of 32 double crochet around at the end of round 2. And now we're going to go ahead and join with a slip stitch, and you're going to slip stitch into the first double crochet. You're going to skip that beginning chain 2, and you're going to come over to the top of that first double crochet stitch, insert underneath the top 2 loops, and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. So now we're getting ready to start round 3. We're going to start with the chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to work 1 double crochet into the same joining stitch. Yarn over, insert into that first stitch, and work a double crochet. So in the first stitch, you're going to have your chain 2 and then your first double crochet. You're going to work 2 double crochet into the next stitch, insert into the next stitch, and work 2 double crochet. There's 1, insert into the same stitch, and work your second double crochet. Now we're going to begin our repeat. So if you need help, you can just click back on the video to where I say this is the start of the repeat. Work until I say this is the end of the repeat, and then you're going to repeat that around to the end of round 3. So let's begin. This is the start of the repeat. You're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Now you're going to work 2 double crochet into the next stitch. Insert into the next stitch and work 2 double crochet. There's 1 and 2. And that is the end of the repeat. So let's do it again. You're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. You're going to work 2 double crochet into the next stitch. There's 1. Insert into the same stitch and work your second double crochet. And that's all there is to round 3. So go ahead and continue working 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochet into the next stitch, and repeat that around. I'll meet you at the end of round 3. I'm over at the end of round 3, and you should have a total of 48 double crochet around to the end of round 3. So you have your beginning chain 2, which does not count as a stitch. So now we're going to join in the same manner. You're going to skip that beginning chain 2, and you're going to come over to that first double crochet stitch, insert underneath the top 2 strands of that first double crochet, and slip stitch. Round 3 is complete. So now we're going to start round 4. We're going to start with the chain 2, 1, 2, and again, this chain 2 does not count as a stitch. We're going to work 1 double crochet into the same beginning stitch, yarn over, insert into that beginning stitch, and work a double crochet. We're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Insert into the next stitch and work a double crochet. Insert into the next stitch and work a double crochet. Now we're going to work 2 double crochet into this next stitch, insert into the next stitch, and work 2 double crochet. There's 1, insert back into that same stitch and work your second double crochet. Now we're going to begin our repeat. So if you need help, again, you can click back on the video to where I say this is the start of the repeat. Work until I say this is the end of the repeat, and you're going to repeat that around the entire row to the end. So let's begin. We're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Insert into the next stitch and work a double crochet. That's 1. Insert into the next stitch, work a double crochet. That's 2. Insert into the next stitch, work a double crochet, and that's 3. Now we're going to work 2 double crochet into the next stitch. Insert into the next stitch and work 2 double crochet. There's 1. Insert into the same stitch and work your second double crochet. So let's do it again. We're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then we're going to work 2 double crochet into that next stitch. So let's begin. Insert into the next stitch and work a double crochet. Insert into the next stitch, work a double crochet. Insert into the next stitch and work a double crochet. Now we're going to work 2 double crochet into the next stitch. Insert into the next stitch and work 2 double crochet. There's 1. Insert back into that same stitch and work your second double crochet. And that is the end of the repeat. So if you need help, just click back on the video. You're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches and 2 double crochet into the next. Repeat that around and I will meet you at the end of round 4. I'm over at the end of round 4. This is what your work should look like, and you should have a total of 60 double crochet around your work. So we're going to go ahead and join in the same manner. You're going to skip that beginning chain 2 and you're going to go over to that first double crochet, insert underneath the top 2 strands of that stitch and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook. Round 4 is finished. Now we're ready to begin round 5. So for rounds 5 through 13, they're all going to be the same. We're going to chain 2 and we're going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch around for the next 9 rounds. So let's begin round 5. We're going to start with the chain 2, 1, 2. You're going to insert your hook into the first stitch and work a double crochet. Insert your hook into the next stitch and work a double crochet. You're going to continue working 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So your stitch count will be the same for the next 9 rounds. You're going to have a total of 60 double crochet around. So insert into the next stitch, work a double crochet. Continue and work 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and I will meet you at the end of round 5. I'm over at the end of round 5, and now we're going to join in the same manner. We're going to skip that beginning chain 2, and you're going to come over to that first double crochet, insert underneath the top 2 strands of that stitch, and slip stitch. Round 5 is finished. You should have a total of 60 double crochet around your work. So to continue, you're going to work rounds 6 through 13. So you're going to repeat round 5 a total of 8 more times. You're going to chain 2. You're going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch around for a total of 60 stitches. And you're going to do that 8 more times until you get to the end of round 13. So go ahead and repeat round 5 8 more times and I'll meet you at the end of round 13. I'm back. I'm over at the end of round 13 and this is what your little hat should look like. You worked even, working 1 double crochet in each stitch around. And if you count your rows, you can start at the bottom and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now we're ready to start round 14, which will be the round where we form that little scallop edging to finish our hat. We're going to begin with the chain 1. You're going to insert into that same beginning stitch, work a single crochet, chain 2, insert back into that beginning stitch and work a single crochet. So now we're going to start the repeat. You're going to skip that next stitch, insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet, chain 2, insert back into that same stitch and work a single crochet. Your scallop is made. And that is the end of the repeat. So let's do it again. You're going to skip the next stitch, insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet, chain 2, insert back into that same stitch, and work a single crochet. Your scallop stitch is finished, and that is the end of the repeat. So go ahead and repeat around. You're going to skip the next stitch. You're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the next stitch, and you're just going to repeat that again. Skip the next stitch, work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the next stitch. You'll work your pattern around and you will end with a scallop stitch in the second chain from the end. We're going to skip that end stitch and then we're going to join. So I'll meet you here at the end of round 14 and show you how to finish the round. I'm over at the end of round 14. You worked your last scallop stitch in the second stitch from the end of the round, and you have 1 stitch remaining. So we're going to skip this next stitch and you're going to join into the top of that beginning single crochet. Insert underneath the top 2 loops of that beginning single crochet and slip stitch. I'm just going to fasten off. And I leave a little bit longer length so it's easier to weave those ends in with my yarn needle. So fasten off. Now what I do is I take my yarn needle and I'll pull this onto the wrong side of my hat and I'll weave it down through my stitches and then back across to secure it. So this is the hat that we made today. Adorable little quick and easy baby hat. We started with triple. Now each one of these hats are made a little bit differently. The majority of the hat is made in double crochet stitches, and then we add that little shell border to create just a little decorative edge on our hat. So very quick and easy pattern. And again, that is a free pattern in the description box. It includes the preemie size hat, the newborn hat, the 0 to 6 month hat, and the 6 month to 1 year size. So just a nice overall quick and easy pattern. And again, these hats were made with that beautiful silk cotton by Ice Yarns. Thank you everybody for stopping by and crocheting with me today. And until next time, happy crocheting!